Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Gabe Rednose, undefeated light heavyweight prospect who will fight against Tyrone Page November 2nd. Hello, Gabe. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for having me on again.
Thanks for taking the invitation. And in October, you made your pro debut, and I think that it was a really great performance by you because it was a very quick finish. So, if you can tell me, how do you feel after finally you made the pro debut?
It's been a long time coming. I've been blessed with all the opportunities I've had on the amateur scene, and it's really helped me prepare for that moment. Getting my hand raised for the first time as a professional. Um, I felt good about everything. I'm just ready to get the ball rolling and stack up some of these wins.
And did you think that it will be as easy fight as it is turn out?
He was a tough kid. He could hit really hard, so I knew that I didn't want to take any unnecessary damage. So the game plan was just try to frustrate him and get him to swing and commit. And then once he did, take him down and punish him and get him out of there.
And how did you celebrate this moment after the fight?
My girlfriend, my kids, talk to them and thank them for the process of the fight camp, because being a father and having a full-time job and having two kids and, a whole life outside of that, it takes a lot away. So the first thing I wanted to do was just, you know, tell thank you to everyone that has helped me through fight camp and um, didn't really celebrate too much. I was as humble as I could say that, that was expected of me and, um, just went in there and got the job done and now we're on to the next.
And probably this is like your family is also your team, not only the fight team, the your sparring partners and coaches, but also the family, right?
Absolutely. They a lot goes into this that goes unseen, behind the scenes and it's for sure a team effort and we all have to make sacrifices to make sure that I can get proper training and proper rest and everything that actually really goes into a fight camp. So for sure, I'm blessed to have a great team behind me.
But actually, you didn't want to wait too much, and you right now have another fight booked. It will be against Tyrone Page. So. Do you know anything about your opponent? Maybe the style, maybe do you know what kind of danger he can present?
Yeah, he's been in the game a long time. I think he has 41 professional bouts in MMA, kickboxing, and boxing altogether. Um, he has 24 fights as a professional in the MMA octagon. So he has a lot of experience on me compared to my one fight as a professional. Um, but at the end of the day, I like to take these challenges and test myself and, hopefully get him out of there in round one as well.
But probably it's like always interesting collision, let's say, that the undefeated prospect against this kind of veteran who got many fights, and in the end he still wants to prove that he's on the level he should be, like face of the promotion. So even if he has like many losses, he still is it can be a dangerous guy because he actually have nothing to risk.
Of course, yeah, he has nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. So that makes him a dangerous opponent. And, I'm not overlooking him by any means. I'm taking this very serious. Anyone that is willing to step inside the cage, they have my respect automatically. So, um, you know, noses to the grindstone, and I've been training really hard. I just took my last camp and rolled it over into, a couple more weeks. I think I fought 2 Thursdays ago. I'm here ready for a quick turnaround to, get my hand raised again and continue building these wins on the professional scene.
uh, Between your last fight and the next fight, how many days will you actually train? How many days will you go to the gym and still train? How it looks?
So I fight this Saturday. It's Tuesday now, so I'll have a few days left in the gym before I start my weight cut. I'm slowly coming down in weight. 205 is getting to where I can make it pretty easily. So we'll see. I'm gonna hang out at 205 for a while and just see what happens here. But I think it was 15 days total since my last fight. So it gave me a few days to rest, recover, and then I just jumped right back into my normal routine and just kept things going.
So in the perfect scenario, because I believe that that it will be another quick finish for you, when would you like to be in the cage for your third bout?
For sure, January or February. I'll probably take December off, just the rest of November off and December to, spend time with my family for Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything. And then, we're probably going to jump right back in and get things started pretty early, 2025.
So with this kind of pace, you actually can be like 6-0 to like June.
That's the plan. I mean, God willing, of course, everything happens for a reason. And, I'm just trying to trust the process as much as I can. And, God willing, if I continue to stack these wins up, sky's the limit. And, I'm just ready to test myself.
Of course, you are known for your finishing abilities, but what do you think? How your mind will work when you will not be able to finish the opponent in like the first or second round? Do you think that it can be some fear or something like this?
Of course, there's going to come a time to where I won't be able to do the things that I've been doing to these guys, and I'm fully prepared for that. I train so hard. I train every single fight camp I've ever had since my debut fight. I've trained for 5 5s. That's just something that I made normal right off the get go. So, when that day comes, fully will be prepared to, test the waters out and go into decision if it comes to that.
And in the perfect perfect scenario, do you want to finish this fight by submission, or you prefer to win by a knockout this one?
I don't ever like to get greedy and try to pick, how the way I'm going to stop this guy is. But a win is a win. As long as I'm getting my hand raised, that's a blessing. And um, I would like to get a TKO or knockout this round just so I can show my full capability of my skill set and my arsenal. Um, but whatever happens, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for wherever this fight goes. So I'm okay anywhere.
And this fight is will be in the Northwest Fighting Alliance, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll be Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas.
And this will be your first main event.
Yes, sir. My first professional main event.
So it's probably also like cool and interesting fact that you will be the main hero of the night.
Yeah, that's cool. It's actually so in 2022 I fought for the same promotion and I won their amateur title back in 2022. Um, so it'll be my second time fighting for their promotion. Um, it'll be my first time as the pro main event. So for sure exciting and ready to get in there.
And your face probably is the on the poster or the like the big face on the poster, right?
Yep, yep. So that's all cool. Fighting this high up in the card on the professional card, it's pretty cool to, see all of that. And but I also saw a lot of that as an amateur as well. I think in my amateur fights, I think I had 7 total title fights out of my 12 fight career. So I'm used to fighting in the main events, amateur main events. So hopefully I can take some of that experience with me and roll it over into this professional main event.
So in the end, you can have like this collection of posters from the amateur level to like maybe UFC level when you will be a main event. So it's probably you can have this on your wall, the like wall of fame.
That'd be awesome. Something I can for sure pass down and give to my kids. Something they can show their kids one day.
And did you have a chance to watch the UFC 308?
I did. Amazing card. Great card all around. From the early prelims all the way to the main event. Very good card.
And who impressed you the most?
Taporia. I mean, he had to impress me the most putting Max down like that. No one's ever been able to do that before. So for him to come in and do it, I'm not going to say with ease because I mean they had some good exchanges, but for him to finish the fight in that way is for sure an impressive statement that he just made.
And of course, the Kamzat win, I think that it was like for me, it was a surprise. Maybe I actually favored Robert Whittaker to win, but Kamzat could win. But I was really surprised that it was in this kind of fashion. It was kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be as quick as it was. I had him winning like a second or third round submission because I figured I thought he would just try to wear him out the whole first round and get him tired going into the second or third. But he surprised me too by getting in there and finishing as fast as he did.
Yes, but he's definitely for real right now. Everybody
Oh,
knows it.
yeah, I think that title at 185 is his to take. I mean, I don't see Dricus du Plessis being able to do anything to him really.
Yes, yes, I agree that for DDP it would be a really tough stylistically matchup. And let's say before your pro debut, do you have like few hours before like pre-fight rituals that you want to do something to think about something? Do you have this kind of thing few hours to the fight?
Not really, it's just kind of a weird feeling. It's I just get in there and my mind's racing, of course, and I'm nervous and you have all these floods of emotions running through your body, but that's the kind of type of feeling that you chase because you learn how to channel all of those emotions that you're feeling and you just have to learn how to turn that into something positive and channel that all that energy that you're feeling and make it, turn out the right way in the cage.
And probably right now, because you are fighting in light heavyweight and you are probably thinking about going down, you are not afraid when you go when you are like on the scale. You are not afraid that you are not making the weight.
I give you my word, and we can quote this. I will not ever miss weight. That's one thing that I take very seriously. I feel like it talks a lot about your character. Obviously, there's some incidents that happen that's just out of your control whenever you're cutting weight. But for as long as I can help it, you have my word. I will never miss weight.
And of course, like when I'm thinking about making weight, that Daniel Cormier has this thing with towel that he like clean a little bit. So it was a kind of no, maybe quite intriguing one, let's say.
Yeah, hey, and a little fingertips on the towel never hurt.
Yes, that's right. And because right now you have actually quite long experience in MMA, because of course you are not just 1-0 guy. When you are thinking about like rule set in MMA, do you have any like ideas how to improve this sport, or maybe like add or change one rule?
Well, I think they're making the proper adjustments moving forward. I think November 1st, the rule set actually changed internationally to allowing 12 to 6 elbows. And I don't know if they're changing the rule on a ground opponent, but that was one thing that I really wanted to change as well because a lot of guys would try to play that the hands on the ground, and if can't knee anyone to the head when their hands are on the ground. So I feel like I'm glad that's getting changed because a lot of people tried to play that game to, oh, my hands are on the ground, you can't kick me. When in reality, you could get your face kicked off from that position. So, or kneed off. So I feel like that's a good rule set change moving forward.
And sometimes the fighter who was attacking, he was able to like lift a little bit his opponent and then kick. Kick the like let's say body. So it was like some people were able to like go through the rules, this rule, but I would agree that it's like game a little bit. It's not fighting. It's like playing a game. So I don't think that it's like perfect for the sport.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of guys try to rest there almost. They know that they can't take a big knee to the head or take a big shot to the head, so they're going to try to rest and find that position to where they can put their hands on the mat and do that.
And while you are training, do you have a like music or movie that can motivate you in like tough times? I don't know, like maybe Rocky. It's like obvious, obvious like thought. Do you have this kind
Not
of thing?
nothing really. I'll just put my phone on and listen to a playlist that I have on my phone, and just try to get into the zone the best I can. I don't really have any like certain songs I play or anything like that. Just kind of whatever's hitting at the moment.
And because right now you are, I think that in the interesting place, because you are 1-0, you want to be quite busy, so probably your record soon will be like 6 or 7 and 0. When would you like to be in the UFC? Do you think that like contender series maybe next year, maybe in 2026? Is it possible like for you?
Absolutely. I don't want to jump too far forward and talk too crazy, but I feel like, I've seen guys 4-0 as a light heavyweight on the contender series as of recently. Um, I would like to end maybe at the end of next year. I would like to build a record good enough up to maybe possibly get the call end of next year, end of 2025, or maybe early 2026. Just being realistic with myself. I have a lot of work to do. I have areas to where I can improve everywhere. So I'm not really. Obviously, I want to get these fights and this resume built, but I'm not in no super major rush to make it there because I still got a lot to work on, and all of that is just going to come with time and experience. So, I'm just going to focus on getting my hand raised on the regional scene. Hopefully, I can build a resume good enough to get noticed and, maybe get the call end of 2025 or maybe early 2026.
And I think that because you are a light heavyweight or maybe soon middleweight, it can be a little bit easier for you than like featherweight or bantamweight. And also you have this finishing abilities, and we know that UFC really loves it. So it's not like decision, but submission here, knockout there. So I think that it's also like your strong suit, let's say.
Yeah, for sure. I take a lot of pride in having that 100% finish rate. I'm going to try to hold on to that as long as I can.
I have also few questions outside of MMA game. When you could live in one country, other country than US, for the rest of your life, what country would you choose?
Ooh, that's hard. It's hard because I've never really been outside of the US besides one time in my life, and that was when I represented Team USA in 2022. I went down to Monterrey, Mexico for IMAF and fought for them. So outside of that, oh, and I've been to Costa Rica as well before one time for a family vacation this last year. Um, that's hard, man. I'd say I'd have to visit around a little bit more and see, because I'm sure there's all kinds of beautiful places that I have no idea about. So I'm a little ignorant to outside of the USA, and would love to be able to take my family and, have a big vacation across seas somewhere, or maybe fight for a promotion that'll bring me overseas somewhere or something like that, just so I could, you know, uh, observe the world in a little bit of a different perspective than what I have so far.
And when you would be like UFC fighter, do you want to be like international fighter that you are fighting many times in like Australia, Europe, the other parts of the world, or in the end, would you like to be focused on US?
I'd be open to both. Show me the money, I'll go wherever you want me to go.
Yes, because I think that it's like a good opportunity to visit other countries, but of course the like jet lag, the other things can mess a little bit with you. Even when the UFC in like London, I believe, happened, the Leon Edwards against Bilal
Yeah.
Muhammad, the fight was in the morning, so I think that it was a kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's tough, flying over there somewhere that's a long flight. Like my buddy, one of my teammates fought for the Cage Warriors title, and they flew him to Manchester. And I think he only had like a day and a half before weigh-ins with jet lag and everything. So it's pretty tough to, fly to another country where you get jet lag and be on a plane for that long and still, have the requirements of making weight. And, I'm sure a lot goes into that. So I feel like it's, a little bit harder traveling overseas whenever you're the one having to travel to go to someone else's backyard. But, it's just the name of the game, and I'd love to be a part of it for sure.
And if you would have an unlimited amount of money and you could create any kind of business, so you are not thinking about finances, what kind of business would you like to create?
I would for sure create some type of business to where we could help, unfortunate kids, always have a place to stay or always have food in their stomachs, something along the lines of that, somewhere to where I could make a business not worrying about finances and just make sure that, everybody that is homeless or, um, misfortunate, for sure has a place to go and has food and, a bathroom and all of that. That'd be cool to do someday.
And in the sport, there is a saying that you can't teach the heart. And do you agree with this statement?
100%. You're either born with it or you're not. So I've seen a lot of UFC fighters at the highest level completely just, give up and give the tap or whatever it may be. And, um, and that's not what having heart is about. It's fight until the end and live by the sword, die by the sword, in my opinion.
Okay, and the last one, if you would be a matchmaker in the UFC, what kind of fight would you like to book between the fighters in the current roster? And the second part of this question is, what kind of fight between non-MMA fighters would you like to see?
Okay, let's do end of 2025, Hamzat Chimaev versus Alex Pereira at 205.
Okay,
Fighting for the
it would
belt,
be good one.
champion
Yes.
versus champion. That'd be cool to see because I feel like they both would be tested in areas that they haven't really got tested before in. And outside of MMA, I would like to see. Ooh, that's a good one. I've never thought about that. I'd like to see. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. That's a good question. I'd have to really think about that. What would yours be outside of MMA?
Actually, I thought that maybe, especially as the young kid, I thought I was a really big fan. Right now, of course, too. But as the kid, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, so I thought that maybe
Oh,
it would be an interesting clash of the Titans.
hey, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Yeah, I second that. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so maybe next time on the next conversation, you will tell me what
Yes,
fight would you
deal.
book.
Deal. I'm gonna think long and hard about that. That's a good one. I'll come up with a really good one.
Okay, okay, Gabe. So thank you for the conversation. I think that it's like inevitable that you will win this fight in the great fashion as you always do, and I think that there is a big chance that soon you will be like 5 or 6 and 0. I mean, to like the middle of the next year. So I think that great things will happen in few months for you.
I appreciate it a lot, brother. As always, I'm a big fan of all your content. I always follow right along, and I just want to say thank you again for having me on and giving us fighters this platform to talk on, man. It means a lot to me, and um, I appreciate it a lot.